Hello guys, so today we're fitting our first Zappi Glo. We fitted plenty My Energy Zappies over our time, from the Mark 1 and the Mark 2 models where they're tethered and you've got interchangeable colours such as white and black. So far as I'm aware when recording this video up to this date, that they only make a black model of the Glo so far. But I'll take you along for the journey and I would like to show you how I unbox this, so stay tuned and here we go. So here we go, we're going to unbox the Zappi now. This is the new My Energy Zappi Glo EV Charger. And this is a tethered model, so this is going to be quite interesting for me and you, so you can get my first point of view on this. First time unboxing. Now what I will say is that My Energy are very good at packaging their equipment, so as per usual, very well packaged. So we have a manual here, we'll get into that in a moment. There is our Glo. It looks quite nice, to be fair. I've seen it in the wholesalers, and I've watched plenty of videos, and knowing My Energy, because I fitted loads of their products, this should be a very good standard and very good quality. So if you give me 2 moments to get this out of its box, I'll bring you back and show you what I see next. Remove this packaging from behind the Glo and remove its front cover, which I'll talk to you about that in a moment. You're presented with a CT clamp, which will be for grid monitoring, which we will install. We've brought an extra one of those because the customer has solar, and you've got the tether down there, so I'm probably not going to take everything out of the box at this stage, because I already know that this front cover comes off, and that all at this stage I need is the back plate, so I will get to that in a moment. As for the front cover, it's, as you can hear, plastic. However, the front cover to the old one was also plastic, so as a comparison, pretty much the same material has been used. So we're going to get these 6 screws from around off, then this cover will come off, and then we'll start to mount it. Further to just before I mount it is, on this one we have 3 fixing points at the top and 2 at the bottom and 1 at the top, and on the back and the bottom there are these 3 indicated A, B and C's. So if you can clearly see the A being 20mm or smaller, and B being 25mm or smaller, and C being 25mm or smaller, but also on the bottom I'll show you where those points relate to. So on the back of it you have these 3 X's, and these 2 that are close to beside each other, they're C and B, and they are 25mm or smaller. A is 20mm or smaller, and on the bottom it's exactly the same, where you got 3 lines and the same corresponding matters. So the 2 on the right hand side are 25mm or smaller, and the one on the far left hand side is 20mm or smaller. Now with this one, the difference is that we wire into this point, and this plugs into the front of the Zappi, which everything's all pre-wired and moulded here. So I'm going to turn it over. This is the bit it plugs into. Now your CT connections will get wired into this plug. Now that plug does come off, like so, and then you can really plug that back in, which I'll do in a moment. But yeah, all round very nice. Let's get that mounted. My Energy do fantastic external grommets for their sorry, not grommets, washers for the internal screws to keep the watertight rating, so their IP rating's maintained. Other manufacturers make them, but in my opinion the My Energy one's the best, like #1. So we're going to mount that charger now. I've got the holes drilled. I'll take you along for the next step. We've mounted that Zappi back plate. We're going to try and get the cable to come out the bottom there and around, and then in the back, but if I can't get it in the back, then I'll be putting the stuffing gland in the side there. And the outside lights, it's not outside lights, it's that's going to be where my EV charger is going to go, so we'll see where I get to. We're making a lot of progress now, so I'm going to flip you around and show. So I've rejigged the board and we put our B32 MCB in here. We've got to now just connect the line conductor to it, and then that can be energized. We put our CT clamp in for the grid and our CT clamp in for the solar. We've done our connections behind. Bill, my father's in the middle of wiring the Zappi at the moment, so once he's got that wired, we'll show you the wiring and then we'll get that mounted to the wall and energize. The nice thing about the CT wiring for the new Glo is that we get these plugs that just plug onto the front cover, so we can pre-wire them, leave them hanging, and then when we're ready to fit the actual Zappi to the wall, we can just plug them into the front cover. And then obviously, like I explained earlier on in the video, that the front cover will plug into these connectors, and that's what actually gets the energized to charge, which we will get that out of the box in a moment and do that. It's nice to see that my energy gone back to screw terminals. Their old push fit terminals were somewhat annoying, especially when you had to replace a cable or there was something wrong with them. They weren't the strongest connection to take the cable back out, but obviously that's what they chose to do back then. But yeah, nice job. Bill, my father's wiring those CTs up now, and we will get this energized. Okay, so there you go, it's all installed, it's been tested. To be honest, it's actually a really nice charger. You do need to use a key card though, which comes with the Glo. So you have to pair it in install, and then you give that to the customer, and they have to tap it on this section here where it's got the signal sign, and that allows them to start charging. But yeah, been really nice install all around. So guys, that concludes our video today about the Zappi Glo EV Charger. This was our first install of the Zappi Glo EV Charger. It wasn't released very long ago, and as far as I understand, up until this video, when this video is published, they only make it in black. This was a tethered model, and to be fair, what an easy install. Zappi, you've really done your homework for the installer, and to be fair, the handover procedure to the customer was really easy. I, as the installer, had to fill out some details in the installer's app, which you can get on your smartphones, an Android or an iPhone, and you just run through the criteria and what sort of earthing it is. You set up the Wi-Fi, and you do have a little bits in there to tell them what CT clamp goes where. So CT1, for instance, on this install was grid, and CT2 was generation only for solar panels. So we had to install a secondary CT clamp for the solar. Now, if you're within the Plymouth or Devon area and would like to get a quote for EV charging, please contact Goodwin Electrical today. But if you're outside of our coverage area, please ensure you do your research, get the most qualified, competent electrician to conduct the work to the highest standard. Until the next one, ladies and gentlemen, bye for now.